Hey guys, Botching25 here, playing FSX once again. Today, we will be flying a Lufthansa Star Alliance Boeing 747-400. Hold on. From Frankfurt International Airport to Sao Paulo. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce those words. Or the airport name. Let's just put those in. I'm not sure what extra 3 even is. And let's close the cargo doors and let's get the engine started. Control E. So let's have all of these kind of the ready to start position. And also, I'm going to say this is a reverser test, but actually the reason is when you have an engine kind of running or starting up, then before it fully ignites, like that, you need to have a throttle setting applied. Is the aircraft moving? Indeed it is. Even just a small throttle setting will do so. Just have a little throttle setting for it to power up. Now let's... Yeah, see? That's spooled up. Yeah, and then that one's spooling up, so... Now let's get the lights set. Well, we're not in a storm and you can't even turn that on. Oh no, landing lights turn on. We need taxi. Nav, not strobe, wing, and logo. Yeah, and I have yet to find the, Oh, that's oh, I didn't even notice that. Yeah, we'll be flying from Frankfurt to Sao Paulo. This is a route Lufthansa operates with. I almost called them A380s. 747s. Right, views, instrument panel. Busky util. Right, we've got all engines started. Let's have that tug connect. And I'll disable the parking brake here. Hold on, did the things not deploy? 1, 2. There we go. Now, let's see, we want to turn that way. So, shift. No, forget it. Shift. P2. And that's aircraft, not flight engineer. So why can I see out of the aircraft? Oh yeah, I should probably set up the autopilot as well, shouldn't I? Are we actually turning or just moving backwards? Doesn't matter. For the moment, altitude... Yeah, we're turning now. Altitude is 35,000, vertical speed 3,000 feet per minute. Speed is 290 knots. Okay, stop the pushback. GPS. Let's have nav hold enabled. Altitude. And yep, that's all we can turn on for now. Actually, we need to just turn... Oh yeah, I should probably get rid of the tug. Yeah, we are quite close to the runway. There we go, just turn. Yeah, no spoiler-ons on this aircraft, but there is rear wheel steering, or rear bogie steering, I guess. Why does this aircraft turn so bloody slowly? And I get that it's a Boeing, so I get that it's a 747, but I mean, even 747s have the ability to turn. Right, now off we go. We'll turn onto this runway and then take off. Well, at least now it's turning to some extent. Yeah, so the point here is just get aligned, spool up.
Approaching 2-5 right.
No, why do I turn off lights? Strobe on. Okay, so Star Alliance, for those of you who aren't
On
familiar.
runway 2-5
Well, I don't know that
right.
much about it itself, but it's kind of a group of airlines are in Star Alliance. I'm presuming it means like you have to have a certain quality standard or something. Yeah, don't ask me why there's little purple things on top. I could not tell you. Brakes off. Let's go. So keep an eye on the wings. Let's just, as we gain speed, you will see that even now you can see they're rising, and we're barely moving. Well, barely moving. We're still moving quite quickly. However, you know, for compared to takeoff speed, I mean, we're going faster than highway speeds, you know. What was that? Like, did the trim cause a nose to lift up or something? Lift up, that's it. That should be high enough. Rotate. That's trim. Positive rate. Gear up. Yes, this is a very big aircraft, I can tell you that. Flaps up. Autopilot. Auto throttle speed. Hold.
$2,500.
Okay. But yeah, I'm going to pause this video here and I'll see you guys once we begin our descent into Sao Paulo. See you then. Okay guys, we're beginning our descent into Sao Paulo by descending to flight level 280. That is what it said, yes. 280. Yes, I remember it correctly. Vertical speed negative 3,000 feet per hour. Hopefully this guy won't be going sync rate. No, I'm not. Please expedite your descent.
Sync rate.
Yes, he does.
Sync rate.
Muted. I'm not going to slow down the rate of the
Sync rate.
Screwed me over the last time I did it. Here, please
Sync rate.
I can't. Well, those are very little
Sync rate.
spoilers for how much they're doing.
Sync rate.
I think they are only 36% deployed, so maybe.
Sync rate.
Maybe that's why at 305 knots.
Sync rate.
306. Right, more brakes.
Sync rate.
That's half spoilers. That's a bit more.
Sync rate.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure some of these
Sync
doors
rate.
are only for emergency exits, like that one there.
Sync
That
rate.
may be used if you drive in here with an air stairs.
Sync rate.
I think those are also called air stairs. I had a
Sync
conversation
rate.
via 4 because I missed a call thing.
Sync rate.
Yeah, we're not landing at Congonhas.
Sync rate.
I don't think a 747 can land at
Sync rate.
Congonhas.
Sync rate.
I think that's how you pronounce it, but I wouldn't bet. Then again, this other airport.
Sync rate.
That's better. Yeah,
Sync rate.
weird smoke. Oh, wait a second.
Sync rate.
This is the same smoke as with the open sky aircraft, except
Sync rate.
you know, properly placed relative to the aircraft.
Sync rate.
300 knots, so we have another
Sync rate.
1,000.
Sync
30,000
rate.
feet, so that means we have 2,000 feet of descending to go. There we go.
Sync rate.
You're finally doing your job and thinking.
Sync
See, why
rate.
is it these two guys that pilot every single flight in this game?
Sync rate.
Why are those two guys always the pilots?
Sync rate.
280 knots. Right.
Sync rate. Sync rate.
Let's just slowly reduce the
Sync
brake.
rate.
Oh, you mother... Was it flight level 20? Zero? Negative 3,000. Negative 3,000. What percentage?
Sync rate.
Yeah, 60.
Sync
That
rate.
should work.
Sync rate.
That is at 3,000, yeah. Negative 3,000, yes.
Sync rate.
I think after 20,000 we'll have
Sync
a
rate.
bit of descending before we level off and down.
Sync rate.
Right, world map. So we had a lot of signals, so we had to do a bit of a tricky thing there. So we're coming in like that, and then I had to change, so get an IFR from there to there. Let's just zoom in. I'll show you the stuff here. Hold on, is that Rio over there? That there, I believe, is Rio. So this is Sao Paulo. That's where we're landing, and I believe that's Congonhas there.
Sync
That is
rate.
known for having a really short runway that's kind of in the middle of a city, so...
Sync rate.
Yeah, if there's a crash there, it's going to screw you up big time.
Sync rate.
Right, another 2 minutes worth of descending on this Lufthansa
Sync rate.
line 747. Yeah, Boeing might be shutting down
Sync
the
rate.
production line of the 747 if they can't get enough customers.
Sync rate.
Which is kind of sad, I guess, but...
Sync rate.
Of course, you know... There
Sync
weren't
rate.
many bites for the 747-8 series.
Sync rate.
And, you know, now more people are buying the
Sync
777
rate.
for the fuel, because it's more fuel efficient. And,
Sync rate.
And, you know, the A380 as well.
Sync
The
rate.
747 is just falling, it's just losing its favor, kind of.
Sync rate.
Right, another minute of descending. You know, Boeing will
Sync
still
rate.
manufacture them, and after the production line closes, they will still have,
Sync rate.
you know, if, you know, a lot
Sync
of airlines
rate.
suddenly want 747s for whatever reason, then
Sync
they
rate.
might restart, but even if they don't, then 747
Sync
will still be
rate.
flying for a good while just because of the sheer number of them.
Sync rate. Sync
For
rate.
example, you know, Air Force One is based on 747. What will they
Sync
replace
rate.
that with? Will they just have a new presidential 777
Sync
or
rate.
an A380? I think they won't go
Sync
for the
rate.
A380 for the simple fact that it's European.
Sync rate.
Right, so we have another
Sync
1,000
rate.
feet of descending left to go. Also, I've never flown
Sync rate.
to Sao Paulo in FSX.
Sync rate.
In real life either. I've never actually left Europe.
Sync
I've
rate.
been to the Canary Islands, so that does count as leaving Europe. But
Sync
aside from
rate.
that, the only continents I've been in is Europe and Africa.
Sync rate.
Technicality there. Okay, I'm just going to wait to see if this guy's going to attempt to screw us over like he did last time. Okay then. You better not tell me to descend now. There we go, there's a bit of clouds there. A bit of cloud. Bit of cloud. Oh. Is that a... Okay, no, we've still got plenty of sunlight here. We're flying smoothly. Everything is good. And we'll descend further and slow down. I'm just having fun with this. Descend maintain 10,000. Right, acknowledge. Altitude 10,000 feet. Vertical speed negative 3,000 feet per minute. Whoa, what? You're 6
Sync rate.
miles north. East, turn left heading 235.
Sync rate.
Runway 27 right approach.
Sink rate. Sink rate.
That's not much of a heading change, but okay. Acknowledge ascend approach.
Sink rate.
Oh yeah. That.
Sink rate.
What is the setting? No. Geez, no,
Sink rate.
100%.
Sink rate.
62.
Sink rate. Sink rate.
How are we doing? Okay, we'll need to slow
Sink rate.
down to a. I'm going to go
Sink rate.
240 knots because we need to be below
Sink rate.
250 knots once we
Sink rate.
once we get below 10,000. And when we hit 10,000,
Sink rate.
I'll turn on the landing lights.
Sink rate. Sink rate.
Panel. Yeah, I don't believe that's
Sink
meant
rate.
to be like that.
Sink rate.
We are descending. We are slowly losing speed.
Sink rate.
Wait a second. Maybe if I just.
Sink rate.
Oh wait a second. Would that be also where the real ones are?
Sink rate.
No.
Sink rate.
Alright, let me just try something.
Sink rate.
Oh, please tell me I didn't.
Sink rate.
Well, seatbelts don't need to be on just yet.
Sink rate.
Turn them off. No smoking. Yeah, I only now discovered that.
Sink
that's where
rate.
those live. We're almost
Sink rate.
50 knots. You get fined apparently for
Sink
below that
rate.
altitude. Huh. I wouldn't think now would be the time to refresh.
Sink rate.
Who knows? Alright, let's.
Sink rate.
I can't turn that on.
Sink
The
rate.
next thing is the landing lights.
Sink rate.
Rotating beacon light switch.
Sink rate.
And those are navigation lights.
Sink
So if
rate.
you see the aircraft's green light, you'll know that this is
Sink
how you're
rate.
approaching the aircraft. If you see the red light, you'll know you're approaching it from this way, and you'll know which
Sink rate.
it's going in.
Sink
That is
rate.
low enough.
Sink
Landing
rate.
lights on. Yeah, those
Sink
don't
rate.
work. And we're too high for taxi lights.
Sink rate.
Ooh, sudden clouds.
Sink rate.
And sudden spinny clouds here as well, by the looks of things.
Sink rate. Sink rate.
Altitude.
Sink rate.
And seat belts.
Sink rate. Sink rate.
There we go. Now we're at our planned altitude. I hope that the reason we're just at that altitude is because we had the spoilers deployed. Basically what I'm saying is I hope we're not, that low in speed. Oh, there we go. The clouds just disappeared. Or we're inside the clouds and they don't exist then. Nope, there they are. Yeah, well, if this is the visual conditions we'll have to be working with, then that could cause us some problems, but I've landed in worse weather conditions. Yeah, that's just switching the panels. Dunk, dunk. Does that really... No, if I look there. Yeah, that just switches them, and that means we get better engine view. No, honestly, we still have those there, so... Wait, so if I switch those... No, it just switches that. Okay. Yeah, we are flying at quite a high nose-off altitude, but I think that's normal. Right, descend and maintain 7,600. Acknowledge descend to 7,600 negative 3,000 feet per minute.
Sink rate. Sink rate.
There we go. That should work.
Sink rate.
Oh, quite close to getting
Sink
fined,
rate.
and we are getting fined.
Sink
Well, maybe
rate.
not, because we only went above it by 1 knot, so that could just be
Sink rate.
that could just as easily be a gust of wind.
Sink rate.
Okay, hopefully we'll get below clouds. Apparently this
Sink
airport,
rate.
I think it might also be at a higher altitude than normal. So 27 right. So which runway is that? I need to know that much. See which runway. Right, we'll be coming in on that runway there. Right.
Sink rate.
What 8,000? So I might start to have to work this
Sink rate.
here. Or just do that. There we go. That caused a loss of vertical speed, but we're also at just the right altitude for that point. There we go. I love how you can just see those weird reflections. Like, they're not really that accurate. Like, they're low resolution reflections. If you look there, would you really see that? It's because, you know, the reflection kind of change depending on how you look at it. I mean, that just looks like a carbon copy of that, and that's not how reflections work. 236. Here, what are you seeing there? I'm not even going to try to figure those reflections out. Yeah, once we get down to obviously, I think once we get approach clearance, I'll slow the aircraft down to 140, which will of course be our landing speed. Then when we get down, of course the standard procedures will apply. Also, Lufthansa does operate this route, as I said. I'm not sure of the exact times, but they do operate it. It's an actual real route. I can confirm. Winds are spinning. Bit of turbulence there. Contact Sao Paulo, approach on 125.6. Will do. Acknowledge the handoff. And contact. Or tune contact. Come on, there we go. Lufthansa 98 Heavy with you. Boeing 747 Duisburg. Altimeter 30. I do not believe that's what my altimeter is set to. Oh wow, we're actually 200 feet above our altitude. Just because of the pressure difference. I mean, that's quite interesting. Descend and maintain 5,200. 5,200. We can just descend quite slowly. Acknowledge and turn heading 215. And now let's increase our descent rate to 3,000.
Sink rate.
Mate, I've got spoilers to deploy. 185.
Sink rate.
I think the reason we're doing this is to get us
Sink rate.
a line, so we have to do kind of a bit of a tourney. What else
Sink
do we have
rate.
here? Oh, we have another 747.
Sink rate.
Global Freightways aircraft. And it's on the ground.
Sink rate.
Somewhere. I think this could be where
Sink
we're
rate.
landing.
Sink rate.
There we go. And the speed, we're abiding
Sink
the
rate.
law. We're not over speeding.
2,500. Sink
We're at
rate.
least below the weather. And sudden altitude increase. Yeah, just ignore that. Just slowly turning. Yeah, you can just see the slight change in pressure there. Well, I think we're actually kind of at a very low altitude because most often, you know, so for example, alright, contact Sao Jose approach. Alright, let's do that. Ignite the handoff. Tune San Jose, Sao Jose, however you bloody say the thing. With you 5,200. Altimeter 3014, that's what I have set. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Alright. They'll give us the next instruction on what to do. Yeah, the 747-400 is the fourth variation of the 747, because of course that was the original 747-100, followed by an upgraded, I think, longer range and more efficient engines. 747-200 and a 747-300 with an extended cabin, and once again more efficient engines. And the 747-400 with even better engines. Okay. We're on the right track. Hold on, actually I want to check if I was correct in thinking that there's Congonhas. That is, I think, nowadays only used for regional. Yep, see, Congonhas. Oh, actually it's 2 runways. I thought it was a single runway. Cancel. There, now. We're flying over we'll be approaching a lake of some kind. But I can't believe this route would be something very popular. Maybe among business people, really. That's all I can think about. Right, descend to maintain 4,300. 4,300. Yeah, I think we can just have it descend, well, maybe a bit faster, like 1,000, like 1,500 feet per minute. That will require a bit of spoilers here. You're 20. Okay, then I need to work quickly here. Descend to maintain 4,200. Clear INS. Turn right heading
Sync rate.
245. Oh god. Acknowledge. Heading 245. Pulling the spoilers. 140. What is that? Are we stalling? Yeah. Wait, I thought I pulled those in. Damn it. Yeah, we might have been stalling there, but Tuna Garulos Tower, contact Garulos Tower. I think that's not the whole name of the airport. That was close. Let's do it straight in runway 27 right. So we have flaps up to 1. Flaps to 5, I believe, is the next setting. Acknowledge pattern entry. And close and keep extending those flaps. Slowly. There is the airport. Right, how are the flaps? Gear. Right, gear extending. Gear down and locked. Oh, there's a 737, I'm presuming, also on approach to Garulos. You can see the little fog layer just slowly creeping up the, I almost called them the engines, the gear there before the aircraft suddenly raises back up again. So you can see we are just kind of have this slight increase in altitude because, of course, we're just barely above stall speed. I remember seeing a picture of what I believe is a 747 with only these rear wheels touching the ground. Or maybe it was those rear wheels. It was one of the rear wheels touching the ground. And, you know, that's spinning really quickly, and the top wheel is just stationary. Just check all the air traffic. There's that orbit. We've got an A321 that's cruising. A Pacifica that I believe is actually descending into somewhere. A Dash 8 also evidently descending. A 737. Another Pacifica 737. Now that guy was coming into land. Right, there's the airport. Now I've got visual of the airport, so heading, hold off. Yep, that's where the airport is. So just turn. That's quite a large rudder. There. Now level off. I think that's the autopilot there kind of compensating. So 2-4 right, so we're going for that one. That one. That looks to me to be the shorter one. And I mean, we're a 747, I don't think we need the short runway. Actually, that begins earlier, even though I'm confused. begin a slow sweeping turn. Also yaw into it a bit. And when we get closer, I'll turn altitude hold off. Oh jeez, slide slip. I definitely think we're side slipping. That's part of the reason I'm actually using the rudder. That's to kind of kick the arse of the plane out a bit. Right, level off here. Okay, you can see the autopilot is actually kind of, you know, rolling the aircraft. That is why, because the aircraft is side slipping, and therefore it's not actually flying the heading it says it's flying. Because, see, the nose may be pointing this way, but the aircraft's flying, you know, this way. Well, not this way, like there's not a 45-degree angle, but more this way, but that's still quite an angle difference. Right, we're too low. We almost said flare, but that's not what that is. The cancel turning momentum velocity thing. Just, yeah, very slow turns here. This will be a difficult landing because I think we are at a higher altitude than you would normally be. Because normally you'd be at 2,000 feet, whereas we are at 4,000. A bit over 4,000, so maybe this is an airport that's higher than normal. There are airports that aren't higher altitudes, but I think Johannesburg has a high altitude airport where aircraft can come in, you know, direct from the US, but on the way back to the US, they need to stop somewhere for fuel to refuel the aircraft as the airport is so high that the runway isn't long enough for the aircraft to take off with the additional weight of the fuel. There we go, there's our runway. Descend. Oh, it does begin earlier. Okay. And then once we get closer, I'll disable the auto throttle. Right, we're clear to land runway 27 right. And there we go. Coming through. Acknowledge landing clearance. Focus entirely on that. We're too high. Oh, no, I want to do that. Yeah, that's the bad thing is... Is that a is that mountain kind of also in front of the runway? Yeah, that could cause us problems. I do... Because here, if you're even slightly below glide slope, I think that could screw you over big time. Alright, on. I'm using that to...
Sink rate.
There we go. That lost us lift on the
Sink
wing,
rate.
which caused us to descend quicker. I have people who say quicklier, even though that's not how it works. That's not how any of this works. We're coming in a
500.
That's okay because
Approaching.
I can correct if I feel as if we're
27
about to
right.
crash
400.
and die. Oh, there we go.
300.
Level off. Okay, there's
200.
37 there. That is really close to the ground. Sao Paulo.
100.
Why are you so terrible at picking locations for airports? Right, auto throttle off. Off. Right, my aircraft completely and utterly.
200.
It's a bit more welly. We're coming in quite low. Or very low.
100. Minimums 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Flare. And we are down. I don't know why those slats retract. There we go. Yeah, this aircraft was not the best at turning. We saw that at Frankfurt. Keep an eye on speed. Oh yeah, we can just close all of these. We only really need the gearbox. Oh yeah, which way do... Well, exit runway when able. Roger that. We'll just turn at the next taxiway. Well, we'll turn the taxiway after next taxiway. That's just for convenience sake. Hello, Orbit Airlines, Boeing 737. I'm a big plane. A very big plane. No, we'll turn at the next taxi because I don't really think I want to make turns like that. You know, these turns are a bit more forgiving, I think. Yep, turn next taxiway. Copy that. There. Here we go. I think the Boeings have a limited turning circle. That was part of the reason that contact ground on 121.7. That was part of the reason that caused the worst aviation disaster in history at Los Rodeos in Tenerife, which has been renamed to Tenerife Norte. Thank God that was actually taxi to the gate, not parking. To gate Golf 32 using taxiway DDJ. Is that J? Acknowledge taxi clearance. Yeah, okay, I can make that turn. Now that guy's crossing the runway, but he shouldn't be a problem. He shouldn't interfere with our taxiing. Yep, keep turning, and we'll do a 90-degree turn there. Taxi along the edge of the tarmac, and then just park safely and get the cargo off. Come on. Come on, keep turning. No, don't turn into an A330. Don't turn into an A330. You're a Boeing. You're better than them. Okay, just screw it. I've got slew mode. I'll just taxi up to that gate, park, and yeah, and then just open up the doors, stairs, power down the engines, and everything will be on nice and cushy. I thought those wheels rotate at the same speed even if I turn them. That makes perfect sense in FSX's world. Yep. Dum-de-dum. I'm actually following the arrows, not the actual line. Why are those arrows actually off? Oh, please tell me this Boeing can make that turn. I'm starting early because that might be the difference in making it and not making it. You idiot, don't drive that close to a Boeing. Its engines can send you to space. Not literally, but quite close to it. You idiot, you just drop. Hold pursuing caution. Yeah, I noticed the idiot that just drove under me. Oh, we actually turned in and parked pretty nicely. Slowly closing in. And brakes. And power down the engines. Now, fuse instrument panel. Bosky, dill. Door 1. Open. The engines are powering down. Door 2. Open. And open. That unloads the Lufthansa stuff. Yep. So anyways guys, that was a flight from Frankfurt to Sao Paulo with a Lufthansa 747-400. I'm Bot 25. Goodbye.